Yes, everybody. Russ, the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. Hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather in the UK. And it's going to get nicer. Thursday's going to be lovely. Going into a long bank holiday weekend, and you know, only West Ham can ruin it. But it is our friends at Ham's Headlines. KMB.com. Check them out as per usual. This morning I had a bit of a brain dump about the sort of bombshell that was West Ham not having any dollar in the old transfer kitty for Graham Potter from the beginning of June. Yes, everything he has to spend has to be earned by player sales, and I think a lot of us called a bit of bullshit on that one, to be honest. And indeed, that follows through our first follows through to our first story we're going to be covering, because according to, not Sean, but according to ex-WHU employee, the West Ham recruitment team is due to grow. So why grow a team if there's no money to spend? Exactly. Ex-WHU employee, he was quoted on his podcast saying that the club are currently interviewing to grow Carl McCauley's team with new scouts wanting to help grow our system as we look to build a squad capable of competing and playing within a system that Graham Potter is eager to bring to West Ham. He was quoted in saying, "We understand the club are currently speaking with others as they look to grow the scouting network ahead of what is going to be a very busy and significant summer to West Ham. With Graham Potter and McCauley set to oversee a rebuild of the squad, the club are eager to strengthen this department with pressure very much to deliver after such a poor season." So straight away, there's an open contradiction there in my eyes. How can you go away saying we've got no money, but actually we're going to go buy a bunch more scouts because we can't, because we've got no money to buy players, but we're going to get a bunch more scouts in? You see what I mean? It's a walking contradiction in terms. Actually, Kieran Maguire, he's been quoted on X where people have approached him with a comment based on these allegations in terms of the lack of money, and he says, "I can't see why, because West Ham still have a big Declan Rice profit." And obviously, it's reported over a 3-year period, so that's still in the bank. Really, I think I think people are looking at season by season, but actually PSR and FFPs across the 3-year thing. We might post a loss this season. However, we posted a significant profit last season, so they sort of even itself out. I still don't get my head around it, and obviously a lot more clever people than me in terms of monies and whatnot. But when you get stories like this, that Carl's going to be is increasing the number of scouts, which is great for our, from a fan's perspective. It's great that if that's true, that we are increasing our sort of footprint in terms of our scouting network. That's exactly what we need. Exactly what we need. We need to scout all the possible alleys to find players who are coming and perform for West Ham. Now, obviously, bank holiday weekend's lovely, but we've got a little game in the middle on a Sunday. Small team in North London. No, they're not North London forever, but they are Tottenham Hotspur. We obviously play them in the midst of a Europa League doubleheader. The first game being Thursday, and the next game being next Thursday. Bodo Glint. Obviously, we're at the weekend. With the Liverpool game ahead of the game on Thursday, you could see that very much it's Europa League or bust for Spurs, as you would imagine. We'd do the same in our position if we was there, to be honest. They made 8 changes to the side against Liverpool and got Riley beaten 5-1 at Anfield. On the injury front from Spurs, in terms of looking ahead to Sunday's game rather, they currently only have one long-term injury with Radu Dragisin out until the end of this calendar year. Heung-min Son, as pictured here, he has a potential return date of Thursday, which would be massive for them. However, I would be surprised if he or indeed any of the other Spurs' main men will be risked at all on Sunday for our game, and regardless of the first leg score. Seeing a very similar lineup to maybe the lineup that started at Anfield on Sunday. I think for them, our game is a clear distraction for them, and with very much a scratch side, it's an open goal for Graham Potter really on Sunday to get a positive result. Surely, West Ham injury wise looks like at the moment just the long term injuries are going to be the only ones. Everyone else seems reasonably fit until we hear otherwise. With indeed even Edson Alvarez could be back in the fold, having recovered from his back injury. That was a timeline that was set by Graham Potter at the last press conference. So it's got to be an own goal, surely. Not an own goal, an open goal. More likely an own goal when it comes to West Ham. But in terms of goals, in terms of assists, Saturday rather, was a very poor game. Not telling you anything you don't already know. However, that game did break a record for one player, that being Jarrod Bowen. It was a record-breaking one for our skipper. He has now set a new record at West Ham as having the most Premier League assists in West Ham's Premier League history. 37 assists now, and that alongside with 52 Premier League goals, just 16 behind Mikel Antonio, his club record. And West Ham he's played about 80 games less than Mickey. He's now second. He's obviously second in the all-time list, having taken over from having leapfrogged Di Canio into second place now with 52 goals. So you would assume, and again, assumption makes an ass of you and me, that he would be given every opportunity to break that record in the next season. That'd be lovely if he broke it next season, because he easily would have scored 16 Premier League goals. But he's still got 4 games left this season to eat into that number as well. So you would hope with a fair wind, he would break that record, if not next season, very early into the 26-7 season. If he's still here, of course, with reports of him, Liverpool, Spurs, all interested in him. He's got something that I'm sure he wants to work towards. Not only being the top Premier League assister in the club's history, but with the potential of becoming the club's top goal scorer in the Premier League history, West Ham Premier League history. It's a nice carrot to dangle in front of him, as he has obviously another 5 years left in his contract, something like that. And that's it, my friends. Thank you very, very much for your time as per usual. If you're new around here, don't forget to like, comment, share. Holly will be back tomorrow with the dailies and the Hammers headlines and stuff like that. And then we'll have Budgie and Kieran tomorrow night with Old School Hammers, starting to preview ahead to the Spurs game, because might as well have something to look forward to, innit? And take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay warm. Don't forget to check out neesandmarlbrand.com for latest news, reviews, and opinions. Don't forget to check out our channel sponsors, Match Bingo, and download in preparation for Saturday. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Much love. Bye-bye.